this is what we do. Welcome back to Rouse House. We took our sawmill over here, cut us up some boards. We took these raw logs and cut us some boards. Took those boards and built ourselves a barn. We built a pretty neat place to keep my tools and stuff. I was gonna make it an art studio, but then my wife put her lawnmower in there and this and that and all little knickknacks and stuff. Now it's a barn. I really didn't need a hayloft, but we needed a place for the kids to play, so we put a hayloft and made it pretty special. I'll tell you what, come on, let me show you this barn right here. I'll show you my favorite place on the whole barn. Had to build a deck on the end of it, put a covered deck. Even got my rocking chair sitting out here. Tell you what, we'll step up here on the deck. This is where I like to sit. I sit up here in the shade. We rock back and forth. Got our lanterns hung up for at night. And on a pretty moonlit night, me and my wife will sit down here sparking at the barn. You know how that goes. Got little birds' nests, building birds' houses in here. There'll be little birds flying around here. Put my planer out here. It makes so much noise inside the shop. So I just set it up out here. We throw the sawdust right out into the, rake it up. She puts it around her garden, around her plants. But this looks like a comfortable place to spend the hot summer evening after you've been working all day. Pull you up a rocking chair, a glass of tea. Can't beat it. And look at the garden. Check out the view. Guys, that's living. Let me show you what it looks like inside. We put a ramp instead of steps. Because you got to drive a riding mower up, you can just ride it right up here and work on it. This is terrible. This is terrible. I have 6 sons. And that explains a lot why things don't usually always get put back up. But check it out. The view out this way, it's just a beautiful location. Workbench all the way across. Ladder going up to the hayloft. And this is where this is where I carved my acorns. So I've got me a bench over here. So that made me a bench. It's a carpenter's bench. It holds things. All you have to do is push on the pedal, pins it down. And so I put my acorns in here, use my draw knife, and just carve my acorns. Sitting in the shade in a comfortable spot. You can carry this, put it anywhere you want to out there under a shade tree, have your iced tea, flop you up to 6x6 and just whittle your little acorns out. Good way to pass the time when you ain't doing nothing else. You got all these big beams and posts, and if you look close, you see the pegs up there where they're pegged together.
Point it out.
Well, the peg, you can see them right up here top of the, see where I joined the post and the beam together and then put the pegs in. And the neat thing is, there's nothing store-bought in here. All this wood came off that sawmill. It was a tree. What did my children learn? They learned to take a tree, turn it into lumber, then to build something with the lumber. That was a fun thing to do. They learned about driving pegs. Those are oak pegs driven into yellow pine. They're not going anywhere. Tell you what, we need to shut that off and take one to the hayloft.
All right.
I hate the barn so